You're watching the show that puts Mid-Michigan news in focus. This is Focal Point. Tonight on Focal Point, we're getting Lansing area Catholics' view on the recent resignation of the Pope.
Tonight on Focal Point, I'll take you inside a Lansing area bakery on one of their busiest days of the year.
And a ban in the city of East Lansing could affect area business.
Focal Point starts now.
Hello, I'm Jack Crawley.
And I'm Ellie Grandia. Welcome to Focal Point. The season of Lent feels a little different for Catholics this year compared to years past, about 600 years to be exact. The Catholic Church is reacting to news that Pope Benedict XVI will step down from his papacy due to poor health. We spoke to area Catholics to find out what this will mean for them. Candles, crucifixes, and a statue of the Virgin Mary. It's a serene and calm environment here at St. Thomas Catholic Church of East Lansing, a far cry from the recent global shakeup at the Vatican, especially before Ash Wednesday.
I was pretty shocked at the resignation.
I remember going through that whole day thinking it was surreal, like this is like a dream, like a bad dream, you know.
While panic and confusion were felt around the world, Pope Benedict's decision to step down hit closer to home for Father Anthony Strauss of East Lansing, a man who met and was inspired by Benedict in his early priesthood.
Post on my wall on Facebook or tweet like, Father Anthony, did the Pope really resign? What's going on here? And
part of the shock Strauss blamed was because
there weren't any signs. Obviously, the Holy Father is an older man. He's in his 80s, but he's looked fairly healthy for an 85-year-old who has to care for over 1 billion Catholics throughout the world.
And Pope Benedict's confession on the brink of Lent season was also surprising.
I think there are a lot of people who would love to know what the mind of the Holy Father is right now.
But news of his resignation didn't stop hundreds from coming to St. John's for Ash Wednesday.
All kinds of things.
And much of that response from area Catholics may be because of the respect many felt not only for him,
quiet, very humble, very prayerful. I love Benedict XVI.
But also for his reasons.
He's no longer able to fulfill his duties, so I feel I honor his decision.
I assume that he prayed about it a lot and he got strength from God to make his decision, and I think that it was the right decision for him.
Our world today is much faster and more demanding than it was 50 or 100 years ago. And he's 85 years of age.
For Strauss, the bottom line is that the Catholic Church will continue to do what it is called to do, under Pope Benedict or not.
Growing closer to Jesus, and this is the way he feels God is calling him to do that at this point of his life.
They fully rejoice in the renewal of life through Christ our Lord. Amen.
The Pope's last official day will be February 28th, and he will then move to Castel Gandolfo in Rome for a short stay before officially retiring to a former monastery in the Vatican Gardens.
Fat Tuesday, the final day of indulgence before Lent begins for many Christians, isn't typically thought of as a day for quality family time. But that's not the case at one Lansing bakery that serves up dozens of those tasty punchkis, all while keeping it in the family.
Churning, baking, selling, and doing it all over again.
Punch, it's like Christmas Day for us.
We'll probably sell 2,000 dozen today.
It's Fat Tuesday at Lansing's Roma Bakery. Customers come and go all day.
Madhouse, everybody's taking a number.
They're homemade, they're fresh.
But it's more than just the business rush that owner Maina Castriciano appreciates about days like this.
A lot of my family work for me too, and friends.
Maina runs Roma Bakery with her husband Sostin. They employ plenty of family members and friends, but Fat Tuesday is special.
Business is business, yes. But even punchki, if you don't have anybody here, what's the use of having punchkis?
It's special because family and friends, even those that don't typically work there, come to help. Like John Dan, one of Maina's nephews, who typically works as an insurance agent in Okemos.
To step away from the desk and get back here and sling some dough around, and the best part of it is afterward when people tell you how much they enjoyed it.
It's times like this that make John value his family values.
Last night we probably had 25, family and friends here, packaging and coating and filling and, frying and baking the punchki.
Being in an environment like this makes you want to roll up your sleeves and help out the family.
We're more excited because you're friends, you know, and I see my brother there all the time. We get together. Nieces said, Maynard, you need some help? I'm coming over. You know, that's awesome for us.
And Mayna tries to extend the warmth that her family and friends share at the bakery to, well, everyone.
I mean, that's the type of person I am. I love people.
Maybe that's why, when shopping at Roma Bakery on Fat Tuesday, it's important that you
Get your order in early, get your punchkis early, or you may not get any.
On Fat Tuesday, it's easy to see that it's a heck of a lot more than the tasty donuts that matter. The family matters.
You know, it was pretty cool to meet this great family and go behind the scenes with them at the bakery.
Definitely. And after eating one of Mayna's punchkis, I wish every Tuesday was Fat Tuesday.
No doubt.
On Valentine's Day, women everywhere made their presence known for the 1 Billion Rising Challenge, a campaign launched by V-Day, a global movement to end violence against women worldwide. Participants met at the MSU Rock and then marched around campus in support of the V-Day movement. 1 out of 3 women will experience violence in her lifetime, which means more than 1 billion women will be impacted this generation. V-Day leader Eve Ensler launched the activist movement on Valentine's Day 15 years ago.
V-Day that Eve Ensler created is all about dancing and rising above the violence on Valentine's Day today. So, you know, that's what we're trying to do.
We wanted just to give women a voice and let them be heard that the violence will stop.
For more information on the rise against violence towards women, you can go to www.vday.org/about. While plenty of businesses capitalize on flowers and card sales on Valentine's Day, one restaurant kissed coupons goodbye. For the 3rd year in a row, Qdoba Mexican Grill offered its customers a buy one, get one free deal, as long as they shared a smooch with their loved one, their ma, or that willing guy in the line behind them. Some customers came specifically for a Valentine's Day treat, while others were pleasantly surprised by the offer.
I come here like 2 or 3 times a week anyway, and buy one get one free is kind of just like a little added bonus.
I don't care for Valentine's Day at all. This really actually made my Valentine's Day.
This East Lansing location gave out hundreds of free meals, adding just a little spice to that special day.
After much debate, the East Lansing City Council has approved a new ordinance preventing any new smoke shops from opening in the city of East Lansing. Focal Point's Courtney Moore talks to those who may be affected by the ban.
I mean, I think it's ridiculous, honestly.
I think it's dumb.
Like, we're all legal.
Stephanie Schultz and Summer Shefferly come to Six Smoke Lounge to hang with friends and smoke hookah.
It's relaxing too, just chill with your friends.
Michigan's ban on smoking in public places didn't include businesses like smoke shops that provide in-house smoking. East Lansing City Clerk Marie McKenna says this new ordinance will help clarify that law.
So really, in order to clean up our non-smoking ordinance and to prevent future such establishments from coming into the city, which is the preference of our policymakers, we're putting this into place.
When the law took effect, exemptions were allowed for existing establishments so that they wouldn't go out of business.
This exemption or sort of grandfather clause is that the exemption has become a commodity, so now it's something that can be sold, purchased, transferred to another community.
The city started investigating a local establishment selling tobacco, and McKenna says that's what prompted the city to take action.
It caused us to research how it actually came, the hookah lounge came even into our city because we have no smoking ordinance.
Mayor Pro Tem Nathan Triplett says while there is a provision for exemption in the state law, it is vague when it comes to whether or not new smoke shops can open.
This procedure. So our ordinance basically closes a loophole.
Although the ban will prohibit future smoke shops from opening in the city, it won't be affecting existing establishments such as Six Lounge or Blue Midnight.
Six Lounge manager Kylie Sandor says they think the ban is a good thing.
We try to keep a hookah lounge exclusive, so between them having a business there and we having it here, it keeps any competition away from us, so it's a benefit for us and them actually.
While down the street, Jake Rose is part owner of Blue Midnight and says they're not really in favor of the ban.
Kind of all of our opinions have become, that's not great for business, just in that we want to build a community of people that know hookah, that enjoy hookah.
Rose says the ban will hurt the hookah business in the city.
It's nice to have options. We feel like that will hinder the community aspect of it, of us being able to grow and see new people, because no new hookah lounges will be around.
Visitors of the smoke shops don't want the establishments to disappear.
Yeah, like there's just a cool kind of sense of community here. Like I know I was here on a Thursday a couple weeks ago and everybody's up dancing. Like I don't think there's any good reason to take them away.
For Focal Point, I'm Courtney Moore.
That should just be her catchphrase.
The City Council unanimously voted in favor of the ban on February 5th, and the ordinance went into effect on February 13th. The East Lansing City Council is also working on more options for the City Center 2 development, where several recent plans have been scrapped. Now, 7 proposals have been submitted for the Park District planning area, all by individuals with a connection to Michigan State in some way. The city is looking for developers who are experienced in successful developments of this size. The 2.8 acres of land includes 2 municipal parking lots, 1 vacant 2-story commercial building, a currently leased 3-story mixed-use building, and 4 rental houses. Planning and Community Development Director Tim Dempsey says they want the area to service the entire community, both residential and students. And coming up, a local man gets the chance of a lifetime to win some cash.
And students spend a day dancing for a cause. All this and more after the break.
He bleeds green and white with a love for MSU athletics, and as the face of MSU sports, Dave Ellis knows a lot about the Spartans. And he also prides himself on knowing useless facts about a lot of other things. Focal Point's Molly Cassidy shows us how this time Ellis finds himself part of a story instead of covering one.
Whether it's wrestling, flipping for a cure, and more, Dave Ellis doesn't miss a play.
I'm Dave Ellis. You give us 2 minutes. We'll give you the Spartans.
I've been a jack of all trades in the Michigan State video department for 15 years now.
But with a knack for trivia, it was about time he got a chance to play in a game himself.
Welcome to Millionaire.
Dave finally made his way onto Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
It was his 9th try.
Don't give up on something that you want to do.
Surrounded now by family and friends here at the Spartan Hall of Fame Cafe, we're about to find out if Dave's persistence really paid off.
Good to go?
Let's go.
Dave recorded the episode nearly 5 months ago, but because of show rules, he's kept the results a secret.
We had a standard 4-part answer. I got on, Meredith was very nice, we enjoyed the experience, and we'll let you know when the show is going to air.
MSU field hockey coach Helen Knoll is happy the wait is over.
Of course, I'm prodding him for a ton of questions about when we'll know about it, how much it's going to win.
There are 2 of those colors on there that go to a different school that I would probably end up staying away from.
With his humor and MSU pride, the show had it all.
Another 20.
Wearing the same shirt Dave watches with daughter Maddie, who couldn't attend the taping.
Watch. Let's not waste any time and just say Wall Street Journal.
With a growing bank, the $500,000 question was a struggle.
Meredith, thank you very much, but I'm going to walk away.
My guess was wrong.
Right.
Yeah. So, in retrospect, everything was the right decision.
Yeah. $68,000.
Nearly $70,000.
Not everybody gets a chance to really change your life like this, so we're going to make the most of it.
He hopes to pay off a few bills, and maybe
for my mom's new car, and we can talk now.
Yep.
For Focal Point, I'm Molly Cassidy.
Wow, good for him. I mean, I'm a little jealous, but good for him. What would you do with the money, Elliot?
Oh, it's hard to say. I do have a few loans I need to pay off, but I would like to buy my own Taco Bell. So, how about you?
It's a good point about paying off the loans, and I'd probably, give some to charity, some to family, and some on a bunch of expensive electronics.
Awesome. Well, the university honors students and professors with some special awards. The union decides to close one of its entertainment options, and students support a cause with a step after step.
These stories top our campus headlines this week. Here with the latest is Focal Point's Chris Ryan. Chris?
Thanks, Elliot and Jack. Diversity is widely regarded as one of the most important factors at universities around the world. And while it surrounds those in a university environment every day, it often goes unnoticed. Well, Michigan State University represents recognizes and celebrates this diversity each year with Excellence in Diversity Awards. The Kellogg Center played host recently to the 23rd annual event, which awards students and professors for their work throughout the year in advancing diversity at MSU. The awards range from artistic expression to global competency, and Lifetime Achievement Awards are even given to professors who have proven their longtime commitment to diversity. The event also gives students from different majors a chance to network and make new friends. Those honored were pleased to have their work recognized and happy to see MSU celebrate diversity.
It really means a lot to me that the university is recognizing and encouraging these kinds of projects, and I only hope that after I graduate this year to get news in my inbox of, hey, did you hear about this cool initiative that Michigan State is doing?
The Lifetime Achievement Award went to the Professor Patricia Lowry of the College of Veterinary Medicine and Dr. William Anderson of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, who spent time as a civil rights leader with Dr. Martin Luther King in the 1960s. Billiards at the Union has been a staple since 1948, but that tradition will soon go away as part of President Lou Anna K. Simon's plan for the future. The Union recently underwent millions of dollars in renovations, but they're not finished yet. A high-tech real classroom will replace the UQ billiards room, which will include nearly $1 million in high-tech equipment, computers at every round table, and monitors all around.
I don't really know of any other place to go, so it's I kind of feel bad that they're shutting it down because it's taken away like a free event for students on campus.
Through ongoing renovations, the university hopes to engage more students on campus. Hundreds of MSU students put on their dancing shoes and danced the night away last week, and it was all for a good cause. The annual dance marathon raised money for the Cassidy Hines Shoes Cancer Foundation. Dancers stayed on their feet for 12 hours to honor the physical and mental struggles young cancer patients face each day. Dancing, games, live performances, and more help students to keep from sitting down. The event honors the memory of Cassidy Hines, an MSU student who lost her battle to cancer last year.
The feeling you get, it's like a cathartic release, like knowing you pushed yourself to stay up for 12 hours, not knowing if you could or couldn't, and when you're finally able to do it, it's really, it's like powerful. It's nice.
The event raised $25,000 to help send young adults to cancer camps across the country. Sorry, Cy, a new internet craze is in town, and MSU is getting in on the action. The Harlem Shake has taken the YouTube world by storm with its simple concept and catchy tune. One person dances while the world around him pays no attention, but when the beat drops, everyone joins in on the fun. The show, MSU's longest-running sitcom, recently got in on the fun as well. Media Arts junior Adam Skopeski was the brains behind their take on the Harlem Shake, which he said was the perfect end to a long day of shooting.
For something to look forward to at the end of the shoot, because everyone, it's a long shoot. We're there 10 to 4 in the afternoon, so it can get a little boring and it can get a little tiresome. So we wanted to do something fun for everyone at the end.
Who knew 30 seconds of dancing could be so entertaining? And fans have posted hundreds of similar versions just in the past couple of weeks. Well, that's what's happening on campus. I'm Chris Ryan.
Thanks, Chris. Students will soon be ditching their studies for the sun.
In this week's Sidewalk Survey, we asked students what the most important items they will need for spring break are, wherever the destination may be.
I'm going to Jamaica, yeah.
South Dakota.
Jamaica.
Probably Panama City.
Back to Buffalo, New York.
I'm going out west to Colorado, ski.
I'm going to Jamaica.
Baby oil so I can get real tan, and a beach bag.
License, because you should always have your ID on you.
Well, I'm going to need to do laundry because I don't feel like paying for that. That's mostly it. I'll bring my desktop too, so I have something to do homework on.
Plane ticket because, you need to fly. If you're flying, obviously.
Bathing suit.
Nice clothes to impress the ladies.
And then booze so you can have a good time.
MSU's spring break officially begins on March 2nd, ending on the 10th. Do you have any plans for spring break, Jack?
Oh, let me tell you, I'm going to my exciting, boring hometown of Warren, Michigan.
Well, they say there's no place like home, Jack.
Yeah,
unless
that's true.
you're going to Florida like me, so.
Lucky.
Anyways, coming up, the Spartan men's basketball team hopes to rebound after a tough loss to top-ranked Indiana.
And former MSU quarterback Kirk Cousins is back in Michigan spending time with his youngest fans. Molly Cassidy will have those stories, plus we'll talk MSU hockey and baseball when we come back.
When I was greener than the hill, where flowers grew and the sun shone still. Now I'm darker than the deepest sea. Just hand me down, give me a place to be.
Welcome back. I'm Molly Cassidy with this week's sports. The 4th-ranked MSU men's basketball team is hoping to rebound after a tough loss to top-ranked Indiana last Tuesday night. The Spartans kept it close for most of the game but just couldn't finish with the win. Coach Tom Izzo said the team fought well, but mistakes ultimately are what cost the team the victory.
And we bounced back second half, played a little bit better, give Indiana credit, and to me the MVP of this league right now, Oladipo, made every big play when he needed to. You know, the tip in was phenomenal.
We knew it would be a battle. I'm sure they knew it would be a battle. We told our guys this is probably going to be the most physical college basketball game of the entire year to this point.
MSU will travel to Columbus on Sunday to face another tough Buckeye team. Coming off a tough 1-point loss to Michigan last week, the MSU women's basketball team bounced back to beat Northwestern 54-45 at the Breslin Center Wednesday. The Spartans won their 20th game this season, reaching this milestone for the 10th consecutive season, the longest active streak in the Big Ten. Sophomore Becca Mills led the Spartans scoring with 15 points.
I am proud of the fact that we are 20-6 for sure, with a group that I think was pretty depleted to start the season. So I am pretty proud of them, but I was just not happy with the way we played today. So I know it's 20 wins, but I just feel like we got beat by 20.
The women's team will also face the Buckeyes as they travel to Columbus on February 25th. The MSU hockey team held its second annual skills competition during practice last week. The Spartans competed in 4 events that tested speed, accuracy, finesse, and power. Events included speed shooting, target shooting, one-on-one shootouts, and a hardest shot challenge. The white team, led by forward Brent Darnell, faced off against the green team, led by captain Greg Wolf. The skills competition ended with a brief scrimmage from the opposing squads. The mood was light and fun, and a practice that provided a nice breather to a long season.
We're trying to be competitive out here, but we're just trying to have fun. The boys love it. We do anything we can to get a good laugh out of each other. So we don't take it too serious, but we do work pretty hard at it. So
yeah, it's definitely one of the best practices of the year. You got to see everyone's creativity, and it was a lot of fun for all the players and the goalies too.
The hockey team gets back to work, hosting 2 games against Western Michigan next weekend. The MSU men's baseball team started their season this past week, playing a pair of games in Greenville, South Carolina. The Spartans beat Greenville 7-4, but lost to Furman 4-3, and their 3rd scheduled game against Miami of Ohio got rained out. The Spartans, seen here in late January on campus, were glad to finally get outside to practice and get ready for the season. Coach Jake Boss says his team has been anxious to play.
You know, it's a good opportunity to break practice up a little bit and get outside and run around. Depth reception's different out here. The ball travels differently. The sight lines are different, and so. But like I said, any chance we can to get outside is a bonus.
The Spartans are back in Greenville this weekend for 3 more scheduled games. Former Spartan quarterback Kirk Cousins paid a visit to DeVos Children's Hospital in Grand Rapids recently. He took time to visit, read, and help cheer up the kids. Focal Point's Andrew Kelleher takes us there.
3-man rush. Cousins on the last play of regulation. Chucks it to the end zone.
Well, I tell people that I came to Michigan State at 18 years old as a boy, and I left at the age of 23 as a young man. And those 5 years I had at Michigan State were as fundamental in terms of creating who I am and who I'm going to be as any 5-year period in my life. Boom! This is Officer Buckle and Gloria, one of my favorites when I was growing up. So here we go.
It was a pretty special moment to have Kirk, reading and then having that now broadcast to all the rooms here at Children's Hospital. So essentially, tonight and throughout the year, Kirk will be reading bedtime stories to every kid in this facility.
It's a wonderful thing for the kids. I think it generates some excitement around a story because you have Kirk Cousins coming to read them a book.
For Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school.
A lot of them are dealing with some pretty serious illnesses such as cancer being one of the main ones. And time and time again when Kirk is able to spend some time with these kids, it's just a way to brighten their day, brighten their week, maybe even brighten their year.
That hit me, that, as much as you may see these kids and put a smile on their face, it's a lot that they deal with, and I'm in and out. I'm not the person who's there with them every day. So it's, it makes you want to go back, but also be very thankful for your health and thankful for what you do have, and like I said, it puts things in perspective.
Oh, I'm impressed. He's a wonderful person.
Smile I saw there, is that a smile?
Yeah, that's a smile.
That person away from the field is even a more gifted and special person than he is on it, which you can't say about a lot of athletes in this point in time.
Hey, Dari, I'm Kirk. I think if you are neglecting where you've come from or you're failing to give back, whether it's your time, your talent, or your treasure, if you're neglecting to do that, I think you're setting yourself up for failure going forward because you've clearly lost perspective on what's gotten you to where you are. Wow, what kind of dance do you do?
To have someone like Kirk Cousins, who's from West Michigan and so willing and able to give back, even outside of anything monetary, just his time, is pretty special. And the way he goes about it is second to none.
So my goal is to shed light on Michigan State in the DC area, that's a positive light. And I want people to say, I don't know anything about Michigan State, but if it's anything like Kirk Cousins, that's a place that I want to send my kid. And I think that should be the goal of all alumni, would be to carry themselves and conduct themselves in a way that people say, I don't know a whole lot about Michigan State, but if it's anything like that person, I want my kid to go there. And that's certainly the light I'm trying to shed on in DC.
Cousins, now the backup quarterback for the Washington Redskins, is from West Michigan and was back home to speak in front of 800 Spartan fans at the Spartan Winter Tailgate. That's what's happening in sports. I'm Molly Cassidy. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Molly. The soulful sounds of jazz came to the East Lansing Public Library last week, courtesy of the Rodney Whitaker Quintet and Jazz for the Little Ones, concert to help celebrate Black History Month.
Led by MSU Jazz Studies professor and world-renowned jazz bassist Rodney Whitaker, the combo provided an educational experience for the kids, giving a little historical background before each piece. Families watched together as Whitaker introduced his group, which is made up of other MSU faculty and Whitaker's daughter joining in on the vocals. An audience of all ages danced along to the music.
The only way the music will survive if we can get the kids and expose it to them early. So I hope to create a series here at the library. They've already mentioned to me that they want me to come back and do more. So hopefully you'll be hearing more about jazz at the library.
Sounds like a lot of great music, and you know what? Everyone looks like they were having a good time.
Absolutely. You gotta love when you see stuff like that going on in the community. But anyways, that's our show for tonight.
We leave you now with more from the Rodney Whitaker Quintet. But before that, we'd like to wish our executive producer, Bob Gould, a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bob, and good night.